Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Florida's own Dan Comeau. Dan's a certified master athletic administrator, longtime athletic director here in Florida, and he's currently the head of the FIAAA's mentoring committee, also very active with the NIAAA mentoring program. We're going to hear from Dan in just a second. But first, let's hear from our podcast sponsors. We want to say thank you to Final Forms for their support of the Mentoring Minute. Final Forms is the leader in athletics forms registration, but you got to know this. Final Forms is more than just forms. Final Forms is a team, it's technology, and it's a service that can help your school with compliance, with communication, and even risk management solutions. Final Forms helps your stakeholders with things like mobile accessibility, has reminders for parents about policies, about physicals, and all the forms that go along with being an athlete. Final Forms can help with team communication, with attendance, and even certification management for coaches. And for ADs, Final Forms can help with language translation, ADA compliance, eligibility rosters, and everything that comes across your desk. You know, it's time for you to talk to a team that's walked in your shoes to take the next steps and find out what Final Forms can do for you. Go to finalforms.com/Jake. That's finalforms.com/Jake and see exactly what Final Forms can do for you. We also want to say thank you to Sideline Interactive. You know, it's becoming harder and harder to fund an athletic department, but Sideline Interactive's indoor scoring tables and video boards can generate $10,000 or more every year while creating excitement in the gym and the ultimate game day experience for your athletes. Go to sidelineinteractive.com or call 832-786-0302 to schedule a live web demo and see their tables and boards in action. You can also email them at sales@sidelineinteractive.com and see exactly what their fantastic products can do for you. We also want to say thanks to Violet Defense. Violet Defense is dedicated to protecting our world from germs by bringing the power of UV disinfection to everyday spaces. Their patented technology enables them to harness the power of the sun to incorporate ultraviolet light into products and environments like never before. Whether you're ready to implement existing products, or if you'd like to explore researching and developing a custom deployment of their technology for your school, Violet Defense has the solutions and the experience you need. Go to violetdefense.com for more information about their great products. We also want to say thank you to Hometown Ticketing, the leading digital ticketing provider to schools and colleges. You can find out more about what Hometown Ticketing can do for you and your program by going to hometownticketing.com and talk to their experts. Hometown Ticketing, simple and easy online ticketing.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. This is episode number 30, where Dan has shared mentoring tips gleaned from his many years as a certified master athletic administrator here in the state of Florida. Dan, what do you have for our listeners today on episode number 30?
Well, as time passes by, we are entering into the month of May. And for most athletic directors, things start to slow down. And for administrators, everything cranks up with, senior nights and proms and graduations. But as an athletic director, unless you were like me and had other duties as assigned, you started to slow down a little bit. And it's a good time to look at curb appeal of your facilities. And that's what I want to talk about a little bit today. You know, things happen in your gym all season long. You got girls volleyball, you got boys volleyball. The floor takes a beating. Your volleyball and tennis nets need some attention. Soccer goals need attention. And you don't have time during the season to take care of a lot of those things. And I want to talk a little bit about what you can do in the month of May to make sure that your season starts strong and with good curb appeal, because that's what makes you look like a professional and makes your school looks good and your administration. So after the break, I want to talk about some things we can do during the month of May, and talk about what needs to be looked at.
Another great topic, and one that can be challenging in any environment. At a big school, you might have a full staff in your athletic team to help you do those types of things. Other schools, you might be the only person on that curb appeal team. So very curious to hear what you're going to share. Let's go and take a quick break. This is the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. We'll be right back. We want to thank Wall of Fame by Vital Signs for their support of the Mentoring Minute. Wall of Fame has a mission to bring your school's legacy to life. They've got a variety of interactive touchscreen video consoles and an extensive library of templates to make it easier than ever to recognize the athletic achievements of your students, both past and present. For ideas on how to showcase your school's diverse history and your proudest moments, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com or learn more and get started with your own digital Wall of Fame tribute. Call them at 614-981-3589, or you can email them at sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com. That's sales@vitalsignswalloffame.com.
Okay.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Mentoring Minute. Dan, before the break, you were getting ready to share some things that ADs can do as the school year is winding down. We're recording this in mid-April, but what are some things that ADs can do to help with that very important aspect of curb appeal?
Well, as ADs, we get older and we start to break down, and so doesn't our facilities. And it has to be rejuvenated every once in a while. But when you look at the seasons, let's take a look at, first of all, walk through each facility with the appropriate coach. So you have a second set of eyes. You're just not making the decisions yourself. Let him tell you what needs, and make a list of what needs to be done and what, so that you have him involved with a list of maintenance that needs to be done. You look at your fields, for example. In the United States, we're going into the growing season, and our fields need to be replenished and renourished, and kind of take a step back and say, hey, look, you can't be on the field every day. We need to do some things to make sure that it's great for your season. And you look at, the volleyball and tennis nets, they may have some weathering and need to be replaced. Just the soccer goals, the netting may need to be replaced on the nets. They need to be secure seasons when people come on your campus. It's a good time to do that, and to give the report to the administration. Don't just handle it yourself. Give it to your principal and the administrators, because the districts, for the most part, will do capital improvements on the facilities. And you might be surprised what you might get from capital improvements through the district that you may not have to pay for during the summer months. I know in Port St. Lucie in Florida, that's a great thing. I've put stuff on a list and never thought it would get done, but it does, and that's a great thing. Gym floors are primary to be, because you got volleyball on it in the spring. At least in Florida, you got basketball in the winter, and you got boys volleyball in the spring, fall, and for girls. And you want to be ready to go so that you're not stressed when football and the fall sports start up, because you're going to hit the ground running in the fall. And you got to make sure everything is ready.
Yeah, the field prep is just so tricky, especially, as you know, Dan, in Florida in spring. You've got soccer, boys and girls soccer, that's finishing up, and then you've got lacrosse, oftentimes, on the same field. That field's taking a beating. Then you've got spring football starting in April, while lacrosse and track are still going on. So you're so right. You've got to have a plan to help that curb appeal, so your pristine stadium doesn't end up looking like a dust bowl. Okay. What any other areas that you can think of? You talked about nets, soccer nets, the attachment, tennis, volleyball, with boys volleyball now a sport in Florida. That's certainly picking up. Anything else from your long career that you can think of as an area that needs attention that an AD might not get on the first pass over?
I think you need to make sure that your schedule for uniforms is intact, and to make sure that your budget can afford what you need to buy for new uniforms. And again, you try to change them out every 3 or 4 years based on your school and your culture and your administration. But make sure you're budgeted and you get them in time. Sometimes when you order in the summertime, it's not going to come in when you're ready to suit up some students.
Yeah. Oh no, absolutely. You got to get those uniforms ordered in well before kickoff. As always, Dan, great information. If one of our listeners wants to reach out and find out a little bit more, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
They can email me at dcomeau19@comcast.net. And I appreciate all the people that have contacted me over the year.
Okay. And Dan is also, I'm not going to say very active. He's active on the 2 Facebook AD groups. One is called High School Athletic Director. The other is Secondary School Athletic Directors. And some of the topics that Dan has shared on the Mentoring Minute have come from individuals that have reached out to him through those 2 venues. And it's a great resource of material. It's not a social media thing. It's really more a Q&A professional development group. So I encourage you to check out Dan and all the other ADs on those 2 sites. Dan, all the best. I think we're going to take a little break, for a while as we both get ready for the FIAAA conference. I know you're going to be very busy with that.
I'll be very busy with the conference, and then I'm going to be on my boat the week after.
That's right. Captain Comeau is going to be taking over, boat captain. But we're going to bring you back. We're going to have some more episodes. So please stay tuned to the Educational AD podcast. As always, the Zoom recordings of these interviews and all of our interviews get uploaded to the Educational AD podcast YouTube channel, so you can watch as well as listen. We appreciate you tuning in. Please come back next time for another episode of the Educational AD's Mentoring Minute. And this is going to be our first public shout out. We have taken Dan's 30 Mentoring Minute episodes and we've put them in a book, and it's going to be called The Athletic Director's Mentoring Minute by Dan Comeau. It's going to be available on Amazon probably during that first week of May. So again, if you want more of the Mentoring Minute, go to Amazon.com and check out The Athletic Director's Mentoring Minute by Dan Comeau. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD podcast.
Thank you, Jake.
Thanks, Dan. Once again, we want to thank all of our listeners for tuning in to the Mentoring Minute with Dan Comeau. Also want to thank our sponsors that make it possible. Final Forms, the industry leader in athletic sports forms registration. Sideline Interactive, video score tables and video boards, great fundraiser. We had one of the first Sideline Interactive boards in the state of Florida, and it's fantastic. We're still using that years and years later. Want to thank Violet Defense for their support. They're a longtime FIAAA sponsor. You need to go to violetdefense.com and see exactly what they can do for your school, your facilities, your locker rooms. Want to thank Huddle. As a football coach, I used Huddle. As an AD, we were a Huddle school. Our teams and coaches used Huddle, and it was fantastic. I want to say thank you to Hometown Ticketing. They have so many things beyond just game day ticketing. You need to go to hometownticketing.com and see what they can do for you. Their team, their product, their service, just incredible. Also want to say thanks to Wall of Fame by Vital Signs. the FIAAA has a Wall of Fame video Hall of Fame console. We have it at our conference every single year, recognize our organization's Hall of Famers. And we want to say thanks to the people at Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack that sponsor the AD Toolbox segment. Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack allow you as an athletic director to mine all that data that's out there and your parents and your student athletes and really help improve your athletic program. Thanks to all our sponsors. Okay, come back again next time for the Educational AD Podcast.